Hi, so if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you're having problems with your website speed. In this video, I will go through a 5-step process that will help you to achieve 80% of results with putting just 20% of efforts. We will cover this 5-step process live, so I will be showing everything that you need to do. So if you want, you can just go ahead with this video, pause it, and implement the changes on your site. So by the end of this video, your website will be already optimized. So we'll be doing this on my live website. I will try to optimize it for myself. I just built it and I would like it to be a little bit faster. And by the end of this video, we will see what results we'll be able to get out of that. Again, I'm focusing on doing the least efforts and trying the maximum out of that. The website speed and overall server to browser communication and all of that, it's really complex topic and it deserves like a 3-hour video by someone much smarter than me. But in this video, I will try just to cover how to do it yourself without having to involve anyone else. So first of all, how do we measure speed, right? In order to do that, I will be using the Google Chrome. I will open my website. I will go to the inspect. Next, I will go to Lighthouse. If you don't see that, click the 2 arrows and then you should be able to see that here. And go to mobile and click Analyze Page Load. So here is the results that we have right now. The 2 most important things that we will be focusing on is the LCP, largest contentful paint. It's right now is 12.1 seconds. And another one is time to interactive is 8.9. What are the good numbers? So I pulled up a quick website speed requirements. So what it says is that the ideal website load time for mobile sites is 1 to 2 seconds. 1 second is hard to achieve. What we are trying to achieve is below the 3 seconds. This is what Google recommends as well. As it says, 53% of mobile site visits are abandoned if the pages take longer than 3 seconds to load. And another thing is that 2-second delay in load time resulted in abandonment rates of up to 87%. So by improving the website speed, first of all, people will actually load your website and will actually see what you have to offer. Another thing is that you will be able to decrease your bounce rate and probably improve the conversion rate. So if conversion rate is something that you're struggling with, this will definitely help you. We will be able to improve that by just making a few tweaks to the website. Next thing, what I'm trying to show is that it's not an easy topic. So a lot of businesses either ignored it or they do not care that much. So I went ahead and opened digital marketing consultant search. And then within the sponsored, I opened 3 sponsored tabs, so they paid for my clicks. And I opened the same test in here. So here is the company that spends probably a lot of money on their ads. And as you can see right now, their LCP is 9.6 and time to interactive is 7.6. Next company, 5.1, 10.4, and the last company, 10.2 and 8.3. These results are not the worst I've seen. I've seen the LCP up to a minute. So it's pretty good, but it's not the best. Before actually making these changes, I do not recommend running any ads because as you understand, based on these, half of their traffic probably been lost just because people don't want to wait. And if you run ads, you know that about 60 to 70% of all of the website visits are from mobile devices. This is why we will be focusing on mobile first, and if we will nail the mobile, then probably we will nail the desktop as well. So let's start. The first thing that we need to focus on, the easiest thing to implement and the thing that will give you the highest results is optimizing the images. How to do that? Within this report, within the very same report, you scroll down and you look for opportunities. So this is everything that Google thinks that we need to do. First of all, I don't recommend doing everything because probably it will kill some of the user experience and the user interface of your website. So if you want this 100, probably you'll need to sacrifice something on your website. So this is why usually we aiming for about 80 score, but as long as we are below the 3 seconds for LCP and time to interactive, we should be good. So let's open the surf images in next-gen formats. And again, disclaimer, I do not recommend using WebP. So everything that we will be doing, you can replicate and use WebP images, and probably you will have a better results than I will. Why I don't use WebP is because it's not user-friendly. So if someone will open your website and try to download the images, then send images in, I don't know, any messenger or input them in presentation, whatever it is, they won't be able to do that because it's WebP. So you need to convert WebP to PNG or JPEG and then try to use that. But again, I just don't recommend using that. This is why we'll be focusing on JPEG today. You can use PNG. Sometimes PNG will give you a better results than JPEG, especially if your images has like less colors and etc. And you use PNG if your image needs to be on a transparent background. So in here, it will show us the images that we need to improve. So again, based on our Pareto system, I will go after the images that will give me the highest results, so I won't be going through all of them. If you want better results, do that. I will go just after these two images. So as I can see, the first image, Google says that I should be able to save 600 kilobytes and the second is 300 kilobytes. So in total, it's close to 1 megabyte saved just by updating two images. And these images are not the biggest. So usually people upload their highest resolution images, 4000 pixels wide, etc. And then it weighs like 4 kilobytes or something, and that kills the website. So open these images by clicking the URLs. Now go ahead and click save the image and save the second image. Perfect. Now what we will do, we will decrease the size of the file and the dimensions of the images themselves. How do we find dimensions of the images? I will be using the screenshot tool from the Mac, and I will just measure the width of this image. So as you can see in here, the numbers are really small, but it says 1670 pixels or something like that in width, and I'm using a 4K monitor, so I know that majority of people will be using displays lower sizes than my screen. This is why I will be able to cover majority of people just by focusing on this size. And the second image is 445, so let's do 450. So 450 and about 1700. This is all we need. We don't need anything bigger than that. If someone has 8K monitor, I'm fine if they will see a little bit lower resolution images, because probably they already do on all of the websites, because none of the websites optimize for such a big screen. What I'm covering right now is for responsive websites. If you are having if you want to get better results, you can have dedicated sections for mobile view and for the desktop view. Probably it deserves a different video, but in this we'll cover the responsive. And this website is the WordPress. I forgot to mention it, so we'll be doing everything on the WordPress, but it works absolutely the same on any system that you have. So now let's go and search for the tool called Peak Resize. It's number 1 in here. So this tool is what I'm using when I need to decrease the sizes of images. So you don't need Photoshop or anything like that. I will drag my images right here and click continue. In here it shows us the original sizes. So original is 1828 width, we need 1700. On my left, it already offers like to decrease it by half, but it's too much. So I will go to the custom size and I will input 1700 right here. Now scroll down, there is a ton of things you can do, ignore them. Image file, I will use JPG, and now in the quality, I will use the good. So by default, if it's a background image, which it is, we will use a good quality. If it's just normal image, then we will use a better. And if it's something that you need to highlight, so if you have a high quality image that you made or purchased, or let's say you have a company photo with all of the faces in there, use the best quality because you don't want people not being able to see the faces or anything like that. Let's use the better. So better and good, by default, they won't like waste a ton of quality, but they will sacrifice some of the image quality. So let's click I am done. As you can see, we were able to decrease the image size from 653 kilobytes to 117 just by doing this small thing. So half a megabyte in size just by decreasing the size a little bit and the quality a little bit. Let's see what we got in terms of the quality. So I will upload this image in here and I will upload the previous image in here. So here they are, compared next to each other. Can you tell the difference? Probably not. This is why we will be using that. Now let's do it for the second image. So the second image that we have is just a normal image. So in here, it already recommends me a 50% smaller of 480. So this is close to what we want. We wanted 450, so I'm fine with 480. and it says that originally it was 960. Now let's scroll down. I will keep it at better as per my notes below, and now I will do resize and save to disk. So from 391 we dropped it to 42, so we saved 350 kilobytes of size. All of these are the seconds that we are hunting for. So let's compare these two. So here is one, here is another one. As you can see, it's smaller, right? Because we don't need it as big. It's more than enough to fit in here, right? So as you can see, it's exactly the size we need. Now let's close both of them, and this is not the end. Now we go to tinypng.com, and in here we will be able to shrink the images even more. So I upload the background image and the photo image. And we were able to save additional 79 kilobytes of these images, so close to the 50%. So I will download one by one, but you can download all of them. As you can see, both of the tools you can do in bulk. For the resize, actually there is a bulk resize tool, this one. So bulk resize photos.com. In here you can upload all of your images and choose the same size for them. It's especially helpful for portfolios, galleries, etc. Now let's go ahead and upload this image in here. So I will navigate to Elementor. This is what I use for the website. I will go to the section background, and I will change this image right here. So here is one image, and now let's do the second one. So in here I will choose that, go to thumbnail, choose the image, and go to upload my new image in here. Okay, and now let's update the website and see the results. So let's go to our page, and in here I will go to inspect and do the same test again. Okay, so just after these two changes, so one change but two images, we were able to drop our LCP to 5.5 and the time to interactive to 4.9, which is already much better. The score is 69, nice. So let's go through the next steps that we'll have. Okay, so the next thing that I really recommend to focus on is pausing unwanted plugins, unwanted scripts, and everything else, all of the junk that you have on the website that is outdated. It will also include updating the plugins. So by just doing that, we'll be able to achieve additional seconds to our website. So how to do that? Let's jump into website backend. So first of all, I'm using the WordPress in here, as I mentioned. As you know, WordPress has a lot of plugins, and you need to keep up with them. If you don't, please do at least once per month go ahead and update the plugins, and I have 11 outdated plugins. Another thing is that you need to be pausing all of the things that you don't use. This is the same for all of the websites. If you have some module, some widget, something on the website that is not being actively used, just go ahead and pause it. You don't need it. Let me show you how it works. So I will go to the plugins. For that, you need to understand which plugin does what. So if you did not develop the website, if somebody did it for you, go ahead and ask them, do we need the all-in-one WP migration active all the time? No, you don't. This is one-time tool that you make a copy of the website, and then you and again enable it when you need to restore the copy. So I will turn it off. This I need. Contact Form 7. I'm not using Contact Form 7 on this website, so I will deactivate it. Duplicate page, I will deactivate it as well. I don't need to do it constantly. I just need sometimes to duplicate the page, so I will deactivate it. Elementor I need. Image optimizer. So this is the kind of tools that you can use to do the first thing that we did. I recommend doing it manually because you have a higher control. You can optimize images more or less depending on the quality. And sometimes these tools will break your images, saying that the path to the image is wrong, etc. So I don't have a lot of faith in them. Sometimes they're cool. So if you just need something to optimize the website magically, go ahead and use this. But by default, if your website is more or less static, so if you do not create blog posts every week, every day, etc., probably don't need to optimize that many images. That's why I just do not use them. So actually I will delete that. Next, the code manager I need. Hello Dolly, no idea what it is. Let's remove it. Hostinger, let's keep it. Kirky customizer framework, let's keep it. One-click demo import. So I do not need to import demos on a daily basis, so I will deactivate it. Okay, this I need WooCommerce. It's not e-commerce store, so I won't need WooCommerce. Probably the theme enabled it by default. Next, WordPress security. So this is up to you. By default, usually I recommend using the WordPress security, but in this case I will deactivate it just to see if it will make any difference. VP form slide, no idea what it is, I'm not using it. Yes, SEO, let's keep it. Okay, now, I recommend updating all of the plugins. Some of the plugins will break your website. This is the same for Shopify, for WordPress, for anything. This is why you need to be very careful with that. By default, I won't just go ahead and update the Elementor. It usually causes problems. This is why I usually will create a stage website, update it in there, see if everything's fine, and then do it here. But Yoast SEO is something that you need to keep updated. This is a SEO tool that helps your website to be visible within the Google, and not only Google, and it just follows like different scripts that you need to be intact. Okay, perfect. Let's keep everything else off. So now let's go to our test in here. Let me close it. Let me refresh the website. Let me inspect it, and let's see what is the score. Okay, so what we were able to achieve is 74. So we got extra 5 points in here. Time to interactive is 4.3 and LCP is 5 seconds in here. This is really good. We just disabled some of the plugins. This is all we did. We did not do anything else other than that. So now let's do a little bit more advanced stuff. So let's go to eliminate render blocking resources. Let's see what it thinks that we need to pause in here, right? So we have several JavaScripts, several CSS, etc. that we can remove, right? This is also pretty much the same as reduce and use JavaScripts. So all of these, reduce and use CSS, all of these. So this next step will show you how to do all of that for these plugins. In order to do that, let's navigate to WordPress. Let's add a new plugin. This will be Asset Cleanup plugin. Let's do Asset. Okay, so this is the plugin that we are looking for. Again, the step is pretty much similar to Shopify, etc. It just will need to be done more manually. So you will manually need to navigate where this code exists and decide whether you need them or not. This plugin allows us to do that in more automated way. So now let's navigate to the homepage. And within the homepage, we will be using this plugin. So it's right here. In order to find the scripts that we need to be paused. So let's start with unused JavaScript. So it says that we have a JavaScript that we are not using right now. So swiper mean JavaScript is enabled on the homepage, but is not being used. As I understand, it's something for like slider or something like that. So we can just go ahead and remove it because I do not use a slider anywhere in here, right? So what we will do, let's remember this name, let's navigate here. I will use a site search, so Command F and search for swiper. So we have a CSS and here we have a JavaScript. And for the JavaScript, what I can do is just click unload this on this page. This will not delete it or anything like that. It will just stop this JavaScript from loading on this specific page. You can do it on all of the websites or based on some all of the pages or based on some rules. So here you can make exceptions or unload a site-wide. So if you have some JavaScript that you have no idea what it does, you don't need it probably, you can just turn it off everywhere. I will just turn it off on this page, and same for the CSS. If I'm not using JavaScript, probably I'm not using CSS either. Let's scroll to the right. Let's see what else we probably can remove. So in here it says that we have a bootstrap that we can remove. Probably it's a bad idea. I don't think I will try it. It has some light gallery. Let's try removing the light gallery. The transfer size is 3.7 in here, as it says. Let's find it, let's see if it's the case. Okay, so I found this light gallery in here. It says in here that the file size is actually 86. So let's turn both of these down as well. I don't think we'll need them, but the very huge disclaimer is that any of these changes can mess up your website. So remember what you are doing, and if you have traffic or paid ads or anything like that, probably you don't want to do everything that you are doing on a live website. Create a staged copy and implement the changes in there. Let's save it and let's see what we were able to achieve so far. So the result so far is 74, so it's pretty much the same. LCP is 4.7, time to interactive 4.8. I believe they're the same or close to the same. So it did not do a lot of difference in this case. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. But let's check if it works. So reduce and use JavaScript. I do not see the swiper anymore in here. So the script that we disabled probably had some impact on the website, but not a huge one. As I can see, what it says is that we are preloading a Google font, and it says that we don't need it or we can preload it later on. I'm not sure what font we are using. Let me really quickly check it. So after a quick check, I don't think I'm using the Open Sans on this website, at least not on this page. And as I can see, we also have a font awesome in here and the Google font. So let's try to disable them in here. So for Google font, what's our name? Fonts.google. Okay, so here I can see the Open Sans. Let's turn it off. Let's see if it will screw the website. Here is another Roboto. I think Roboto is the one I'm using. And let's use search for the font awesome. Okay, so font awesome is here. And let's unload this on this page as well. And let's see how the website will behave. So after these changes, what I will do, I will just open the website and see if everything looks fine. So I don't see any differences. I'm not sure if the body text was Open Sans or something, but there is no huge difference. Let's see if there is difference in size now. Okay, so by removing these two fonts that are not probably being used on this page, we were able to get our time to interactive in a green zone, so 3.4, and LCP to 4.3. So right now the result is at 79, so we are really close to this 80% mark that we want to. So let's see what else we can do. Next thing, probably like we will save a lot of speed in here. So just by doing these images, probably I would get close to the 90%. I don't want to bore you with that. I already show how to do that. Probably I will do it after this video. So let's jump to the step number 3. The step number 3 will be just enable the caching. So I don't think I have any caching on this website. So caching by its own is a huge topic. We will touch it really briefly because again, we can have a full video just on the caching. So right now let's navigate to WordPress. Let's go to the plugins and let's enable a caching plugin. So I will just use a term cache. Usually, let's do new cache. Usually I remember using VP Rocket. So VP Rocket is one of the best plugins that there is for the caching. It will give you at least the biggest gains. The problem is paid. So if you are just doing a quick version of that, go with the free plugin. If you want to get better results, go with the paid. For one website, it costs $47. If you are doing it a lot, buy an infinite package and you will be able to utilize it on multiple websites. In my case, I will use something simple like VP Fastest Cache, for example. Now let's activate it. Now, within the VP Fastest Cache, let's navigate to this plugin and we want to enable our caching. So again, huge disclaimer, this will probably break something on your website, so do it on the staged website or at least make a backup of your website so you will be safe. What I will enable here is the cache system. Next, I will enable Minify HTML, Minify CSS, Combined CSS, Combined JavaScript, and JZip. So these are the ones that at least you need to have. Probably you can enable all of them. Also disable emojis. Emojis, it's not something you want to do, and mostly they are just within the comments, and if you are not a blog, then you don't need them. And click Submit. So what it will also give you, it will give you this delete cache button. After your website changes, so if you change the images, text, etc., go and clear all cache, because without that, if somebody has a cached version of your website, they won't see the updates. Now, let's navigate to our test. Let me refresh the page and let's do a test. So we are finally within the 80 mark, even though we lost a little bit in time to interactive, as it says, and LCP. The score overall is better, so we are moving definitely in the right direction. And again, from time to time, this test will show you different results depending on your connection and depending on the server it will use. So this is a really good result. This is what we are aiming for. So the point number 4 is really easy to implement. If you did not achieve the results that you want to within the last 3 points, this is where you need to head in next, and this will be buying better hosting. So by default, I recommend using Hostinger to everyone. It will help you to achieve this higher speed. So as you can see, Hostinger has the WordPress acceleration. Also within the Hostinger, you will be able to choose a dedicated servers, so servers closer to your users. So if you're, let's say, from Europe, but your website is running for American audience, then you want American servers, so it will be closer to them. This is what you will be able to do that. And again, a really great service. I've chatted with them all the time, and all of my websites in here, and I put all of my clients on the Hostinger as well. If you want something even better, I heard a lot of great stuff about the Kinsta. It's much more expensive, so it will get you like 18 USD per month, and with the Hostinger it's like 4, at least for the first year. Then it should jump to 15, but usually you can negotiate a better deal. So these are the 2 things that you can implement. Just by moving your website to them, you will be able to speed up the websites. And the last point, the point number 5, if you are not using a Cloudflare yet, do it. It will help you a lot. So Cloudflare has a free license that a lot of people know about, but not everyone goes a step ahead, and not everyone uses the Cloudflare optimization services. So within the Cloudflare, you can start with just enabling the CDN. It will help your speed dramatically, and it will protect your website. So it's completely free. Go ahead and do that. If you want higher speed, what you can do is you can go to the Cloudflare, and for $20 buy a speed optimization. I believe it's a part of the Pro plan, I'm not sure about that. But for $20 you will be able to add additional stuff in here. So Cloudflare by default offers you image resizing. It offers you additional polishing of the website. It offers you the minified JavaScript, CSS, HTML, etc. All of these features are great, and they are server-side, so they are coming even not from the WordPress, but before. So that will help your website a little bit more. So that's it. I hope it was really helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions regarding the process or any of the steps in the comments below. I will try to answer all of them. Also, I'm really excited to see your results, and if you were able to implement these steps, please let me know what scores are you getting right now. Are you below these 3 seconds? If you want to benefit from more content like that, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving a like to this video so other people will be able to find it too. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.